Marcus Hayes with Fight Hub TV with my guy. You see Mr. Henry Garcia. What's going on, Mr. Garcia? How you doing?
Oh, doing great, man. Just here and ready to enjoy this press conference.
Coast to coast press conference.
That's correct.
First New York, now here in LA. Big matchup versus Rolly Romero.
Yes.
You guys have had history with Rolly over the past. How excited are you to finally get Rolly in the ring?
Well, you know what? It's a good matchup. I'm really excited because it goes, like you said, it goes way back. I say 7 years ago, if anything, and it all resulted in the sparring session. But now
the viral videos.
It's a viral video, but now it's a real thing. It's actually gonna happen, and that's what makes it more exciting because this is where it counts, doesn't it? So. We're really happy about that.
Ryan Garcia, Fight Night, kind of a different guy than everybody kind of knows in sparring. A vicious kid in sparring, but I've heard that from Joe Goosen, says that power in both hands.
Yes.
KO and sparring partners sending guys home.
Yes.
But then on Fight Night, we see that he lights up on Fight Night.
Yeah.
What's Rolly Romero in store for?
Well, you know, Rolly Romero, I hope he's in shape, which I'm sure he will be. I know we will. But, you know, I give everybody credit. Every fighter that steps in the ring deserves credit. You know, we don't look past anybody. I mean, they all deserve, you know, a winning chance. But, you know, I think with the experience that we have is just going to overwhelm him.
And that's what Ryan kind of said. He looked at Rolly and said, man, look, I'm sorry this has to be you, but I'm going to steamroll you. Are those the talks you guys are kind of having privately?
Well, no, I mean, we don't talk about it privately. What we do is we just concentrate on our strategy, and we just take it from that point.
Great fights on the card. You got Arnold Barboza, Teofimo, Lopez going at it also. What do you think about that matchup?
Well, I mean, you know, that's going to be a close matchup because according to Arnold Barboza, he said that Teo was avoiding him. And I didn't know that. And now that they're together, it's like, okay, we're going to see why he either avoided you or he didn't. So it's going to be a good matchup.
And then lastly on the card, last but not least, Devin Haney and Jose Ramirez. Another great fight. In Times Square of all places, outside in Times Square. We'll get to that in a second. But what do you think about that matchup?
Well, you know, again, Devin Haney, you know, you've seen what we did to him. You know, hopefully we we paved the way for fighters to how to handle him. And, you know, I again, you know, it's up to them. Ramirez is a guy that I've seen also fight and spar.
A really rough guy.
He's a rough guy, and you know what? Something that you cannot take lightly because he's going to come forward. He's going to attack, and I hope they're ready for it.
I watch Jose Ramirez train all the time at the RGBA where I live. And one thing that sticks out about Jose Ramirez is that if there was a word to describe him, I would say is sneaky. He's got sneaky speed. He got sneaky power. His energy levels are off the charts. I'm excited as heck to see those guys.
I am too. I'm telling you, he's got a good coach behind him, Ryan Garcia, and I know that they're up for this challenge. So I wish them both the luck, and hopefully, you know, we'll see a good matchup.
And it's so exciting because this is a card where potentially everybody could fight each other, right? I mean, what is that like when you go on a card like that and you see you guys are kind of looking at each other? You guys have your own fights, but you got to be kind of side-eyeing each other.
Well, you have to.
Saying, hey,
yeah, you have to
because I know Teofimo Lopez and Ryan Garcia. There's been a little bit of chirping going back and forth between those two camps.
Yeah, well, you know, when you're close in weight, anything's possible, and like you said, you know, the matchup is could be right next to you, or could be the next fight or the fight after. But yeah, I mean, everybody's eyeballing everybody, and most likely you're going to see another matchup.
And a guy that you guys just recently fought, Gervonta Davis. We just saw him versus Lamont Roach. Lots of people on both sides, just depending on what type of boxing fan you are. Either you thought Roach won or you thought Tank won. The controversy in the 9th round, everybody knows. People thought it was a knockdown. What did you think about that?
Well, I thought it was a knockdown. I mean, you know, when you put your knee down and you just turn your back, I mean, you know, that's one reason to give it a knockdown. The other reason is that he could have gotten disqualified by going to his corner and then assisting him, during the time that it's
getting up from the stool.
You can't do that, especially turning your back as well. You can't do stuff like that. Why did they allow it to happen? I don't know, but you know what? Hopefully, Roach can either have a rematch or overturn the decision according to these mishaps.
And we know that there's been some funny things, New York State Athletic Commission in the past, kind of wish-washy on a lot of things. They just ruled that they weren't going to overturn it. What do you think Lamont Roach has to do to separate himself in the rematch if he does get it?
Well, I know he's not going to get the rematch anytime soon because Tank, if you notice, he didn't really, he wasn't really up for that rematch. But since they didn't overturn it, I mean, it's sad, for Roach, and hopefully he could get another opportunity either elsewhere. But I personally think he won, and I think Tank also knew he won. There's no way you could say Tank won. There's no way. Not with something like that. But then again, hey, New York State Commissions, they have their own ruling, and it is what it is.
Do you think that just that wasn't the Tank that you guys fought? Do you think that he's diminished in some way, or do you think that just mentally he just wasn't there for the fight?
Well, a little bit of both. His age is catching up to him. His legs aren't there as he used to be, and he switched his trainer. That's could be another factor.
With Barry Hunter being the head trainer and Coach Calvin being outside.
Yeah, but he snapped at Calvin too. So that's there was something going on. I really don't know, and I couldn't really speculate on that because I don't know. But I know that something was bothering Tank because Tank is a good fighter and he's out to hurt you, But hey, Lamont Roach stood his ground, and he did a great job. Good counterpuncher.
Counterpunching, when we talk about counterpunching, takes skills. You guys back in the stable with Canelo and Eddie Reynoso.
Yes.
Talk to us about that.
Well,
how has that been, and how's that reunion been with all those guys?
Yeah, well, it's a great reunion. We're excited. At the moment, Eddie is training Canelo out in a different state. So, it's okay. I mean, we're handling it as a family thing, and we're happy. I'm in contact with Eddie most of the time. So it's just, going back and forth. But we're really happy about the switch.
I'm interested. Did you watch the fight, the Lamont Roach and Tank fight with your son? Was he nearby when the fight was going on? Have you guys talked about it?
No, well, I watched it with other family members, Lamont Roach and Tank. But Ryan was nearby, and he texted me afterwards, So he gave me his opinion. He said the same thing I said, You can't do that. You just can't do that. You can't put your knee down and just because you got either, what was it, the grease or whatever. Something happened, but you can't do that. Just say, bro, you do that at a barbershop, not in a boxing ring.
Right. Coach, before I let you go,
yes,
there's been a whole lot of speculation, conversation, a lot of things about His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. Amazing things, leaps and bounds in boxing. Just found out he's putting on a league.
Yeah,
a league, a boxing league. What do you think about that? Have you guys heard anything on your own? Is Ryan Garcia going to be part of the league?
Well, I mean, he's already part of it, but we heard it on our way back from.
He's already a part of it.
Well, I mean, he's already with Turki Al-Sheikh. Right. He signed these 2-fight deals.
Okay.
So I mean, that's that says it, all.
Okay.
So I don't have the whole logistics of it all yet because it just got announced. So now what we have to do is we're gonna go talk to them and see what it's all about. But I know he's with Dana White, correct?
That's correct.
So it's gonna be with him and Dana White. So that's something that we gotta look into more and see what that's all about. I mean, but like they said, they want to bring the best fights, out there. Hey, more power to them,
Amazing card that they just had. B-Ball, Better Beef, Part 2.
Yeah.
B-Ball getting his vindication.
Yeah.
What do you think about that card. What do you think about the main event, how that went down?
That was nice. That was awesome. That was something that, we all expected. I mean, and then for Bibble to step it up towards the end, I mean, come on, that shows heart. That shows courage, And that's what you're supposed to do as a fighter. When you lose, hey, regroup, don't complain, don't sue because you got hit too hard or whatever. Just, hey, regroup and get back in the ring and show why you're the best.
And that elephant is in the room as well. Like we talked about, potential opponents, guys you fought in the past. There's a lot going on in the card on May 2nd.
Yeah.
I know you guys are looking across the table at Devin Haney and licking your chops still. How do you guys feel about that rematch, provided that you both win?
I would love that rematch, and I'm sure it's going to happen, hopefully in October. We'll be more than prepared.
I talked to Jim Lampley. Jim Lampley told me that in some ways, I talked to Jim Lampley, I talked to Al Bernstein. The general consensus is that after the beating that your son put on Devin Haney, people can say, they'll interject and they'll say, hey, there was a tainted sample or whatever it was, but the general consensus is that there needs to be a rebuilding of Devin Haney because he was shattered on fight night.
Yeah, but it wasn't because of anything being used as a enhancement. I mean, if anything, they knew that, okay, well, Osterine came into the play. We weren't even aware of something like that. So how could you say that elevated him? No, my son has knocked so many people out before all this happened. Why would we need anything to improve our technique or status? I mean, there's no way. So, I mean, people that say that, learn about it, learn about what happened. It's like you taking medicine. If you took medicine, are you gonna call the doctor and say, hey, what's behind it? If it's not listed, you don't know. You're just gonna take, because somebody says, hey, it's gonna help you lose weight. That's it. Okay, well, that's what I need. Something happens, how did they know it beforehand that he was going to be tested for Osterine? How did they know it before everybody else knew it? That is a question that my son even asked them, and they, to this day, couldn't even answer it. So you know what? Forget about that. He got his butt kicked, and I'm telling you right now, you take that rematch, it's going to be worse.
And you know what you just said, Mr. Garcia, and I'll let you go because we got a ball and get downstairs, but what you just said was basically what a lot of fans have echoed. Hey, Ryan Garcia didn't just go up against Devin Haney, he's going up against Snack as well. Victor Conti, the main proprietor behind the clean boxing program that everybody is kind of forced to go through, the VADA testing, all these things are, his name pops up on every bullet point. How safe do you guys feel knowing that he still is in the picture?
I don't feel safe. That guy is a crook. I'm sorry, he's a crook. He knows people. I mean, when it comes to money, be careful, because a lot of things can be handled like a puppet. So you gotta be careful, all right? The good news is that we have another source as well that we could use in case they pull something out of their hat. You know, we got another option. Say, hey, we're innocent, we're clean. You know, I would never trust that man. I don't even know why the hell he's in boxing. He was already kicked out from baseball. Why the hell is he on there? Why do people do that? Get rid of that man. That man's corrupt. And I don't care if he hears me. I know he is. He was corrupt then. He can be corrupt now. And he's a snake. I mean, I don't know. But you know what? Hey, come give us the rematch. Well, if you want to do the rematch, it's going to be worse. Because now Ryan is, you see him, focused, back to him. It's danger for any fighter, especially Devin Haney.
So like you said earlier, you guys were not surprised about the physical result of the left hand and the right hand when they were landed on Devin Haney. It was the expected result.
Absolutely. I mean, didn't he do it to the other fights? I mean, the guy that, I'm telling you, Oscar Duarte, that guy's
a tough dude.
That's a dude. That's a tough dude. I mean, he stopped him. He stopped Luke Campbell, an Olympian, gold Olympian. You know, I mean, he stopped so many guys. Why would we even dare do something that would jeopardize us from beating Haney? I mean, we beat him in the amateurs. But this time we really knocked him out. He's lucky he had that referee behind him. Damn lucky he had that referee behind him. Because yeah, that guy's horrible. He's another horrible referee. And I'm going to tell him when I see him, he's a horrible referee. I wouldn't trust him if they even gave me $1 million. He's a horrible, biased referee. And I hope he's hearing it, because that's what he is. And I know he was favoring Devin Haney, because Devin Haney got knocked down 5 times, not 3 times, 5 times, but he let it go. And then took a point away from my son. Come on. It's called corruption. Be careful, okay? Be careful inside that ring. Know the referee who you're with. Make sure they're not biased. Make sure the judges aren't biased. Just be careful. And you know what solves it all? What did Hagler say? Marvin Hagler? These are now my judges. Okay? He's real when he said that.
Well, there you have it, fight fans. This is Marcus Hayes with Fight Hub TV with my guy, Henry Garcia.
That's right, brother.
Henry, we'll see you downstairs.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Good luck as usual.
Thank you, brother.
And take care of the family, man.
Peace.
Right, yep.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Hub TV, and give us a follow online as well at Fight Hub TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.